Afternoon everybody, Silverbolt here, back for a very requested review, the final part in my Constructicon review, that has been a long time coming and has actually been made for about 2 months. However, the person I was going to do it with has had problems with his computer and has never got around to it, so I thought, right, because I've just done another review and I suddenly realised halfway through that review that I haven't finished the Constructicons, so I thought, holy hell, I'd better get this over and done with. Right, okay, I've actually got Devastator in his assembled parts at the moment because I'm going to be showing you how to put him together. I'm sure most of you know how, but I just thought I'd show you anyway. But anyway, on to Devastator himself. Now, Devastator, it's a real irony with Devastator's character because he is quite stupid, incredibly violent, and really destructive. Something that the individual Constructicons themselves are not. And the reason that it gives for this is that Devastator was the first of the combiners, and one of the problems that they had with the combiners was merging the intelligence of all the respective parts into one Jassault. So even though all the Constructicons are highly intelligent and artists and superb builders, Devastator's not. He's quite thick, he's quite slow, he's quite stupid, but he makes up for this with overwhelming strength. Devastator is quite possibly, without a doubt, the strongest of all the Decepticons until Predaking and Scorponok and Tripticon come along. So arguably he is one of the most powerful of all the Decepticons. Anyway, now the Constructicons, going by one particular G1 continuity, that is the Secret of Omega Supreme, did not originally have the ability to merge into Devastator. That ability was later given to them by Megatron when he converted them into Decepticons using the Robo Smasher. So going by that continuity, which is one of several continuities for the Constructicons, which is really screwed up, it was Megatron that gave them the ability to merge. And what the Decepticons merely do, well, what Devastator merely does throughout the G1 cartoon is destroy stuff. That's pretty much all they do, all they're good for, and that's about it. That's all Devastator really does. Culminating, of course, in the Transformers the movie, where Devastator has a bit of a rivalry going on with the Dinobots. So in the movie, Transformers the movie, it is the Dinobots minus Snarl versus Devastator, where Grimlock gets an almighty kick to the chest. Sludge gets his back broken, complete with Looney Tunes eyes kind of job, which I don't think any self-respecting Transformers fan actually enjoyed. There we go. Snarl, it's Slag that eventually brings him down and half buries him, and then Swoop gets buried as Devastator, kind of like falls over, and part of Autobot City lands on Swoop, doing an inordinate amount of damage to Swoop for some reason. Because in the next couple of seconds, you see, you know, Megatron will then run past Swoop, who's just lying there going random thing, I know. So I mean, one of the urban legend rumours is concerning Devastator is that battle is actually supposed to go on for quite a bit longer and was suitably more violent. However, it was never drawn that way. Now, in the Super God Master Force comic, Devastator is selected by Violent Jiger as one of the 9 great demon generals. Bear in mind, Super God Master Force is Japanese Transformers, so it's a little bit screwy. 9 great demon generals, and he's given the rank of Technology General and given a bit of an upgrade with this huge kind of like drill arm thing. But there we go. Without going too much into Super God Master Force, I don't know why I won't go into Super God Master Force, mainly because I haven't actually seen it. But there we go. Okay, now in the Marvel comic continuity, the Devastator comes into it quite early, and he is the first and only creation of Shockwave using the Constructicon Matrix. using the construction matrix that he takes from Prime, while Prime is very graphically sitting there as a disembodied head with a lot of lots of pipes and things coming out of him. And believe it or not, I haven't drank a lot of coffee, but I seem to be on a total buzz. I don't know why. Anyway, and in that one, Devastator was very powerful, yes, but he's also very slow and confused. To the point where when Huffer goes to destroy the dish that Soundwave is broadcasting from, it takes Devastator quite a bit of time to actually figure out which Autobot Soundwave's talking about. They did eventually enhance Devastator to the point where he wasn't quite as stupid, but he's still never quite regarded as being overly intelligent. That's pretty much it for the Marvel Comics, because Devastator doesn't really do an awful lot more in the comics apart from go, "Ha! Me smash!" In the Dreamwave comic continuity, he does show up quite a lot in the Volume 2 episodes War and Peace, where him and Superion have a bit of a Barney, and though Devastator lives where Superion dies after deciding to go butt heads with a nuclear missile at that. But anyway, Devastator pretty much does that, and because I don't actually think I've got Volume 3 of Transformers Generation 1, Volume 1, 2 and 3, that was the Dreamwave publishings, I don't quite know what happens to him. That's actually really bad for me. Ooh. Anyway, in the IDW comic continuity, Devastator pops up again. And again, he just fulfills his role of being nothing but muscle. Now, the Dassault technology in the IDW continuity was developed by Jahaxus, but its technology was banned during the war because it was simply that destructive. Ratbat and his Ultracons don't take too kindly to this, so they decide that they're going to bring Devastator back. When they're trying to take the Tegan Heights, the big battle ensues with Defensor, and Defensor beats Devastator by forcing him to disengage into his 6 Constructicon components. Okay, that's Devastator through his giving a rough, brief guide to all his timelines. Not an awful lot that he does apart from break the snot out of things, but he does have the advantage of, though he's a background character, he's very much a foreground character as well. So there we go. Right, onto the toy. Now, this was of course the first Dassault combiner. I mean, if you can actually look, I've got it all ploughed out here. So, and I'm going to put it together for you now. Anyway, right, so we're going to start with the feet. So, as I was reliably instructed, you take this one and you make sure the 2 little prongs are out, you can see, so that it locks into place. And there you have one foot, by making sure that the arms are downwards. Your other leg is of course Mixmaster. Pull out, snap up, and it's into place. You've got your other feet. Now the next thing you want to do is you need to get this piece, because he's actually got quite a, not quite complicated, but not as simple as certainly the later combiners, which is all push into leg, push into leg, push into arm, stick the head on, put the chest plate on, and anyway, okay, take one leg, and all these parts only fit into one position, unlike the later toys where you could swap the legs around and the arms around. And I think it's the same with the G2 Devastator as well, but I'm not entirely sure. In the G1 form, in the green and purple, they only have one way of going together. Push the other leg into place, so you've got that. I need to pull that down slightly, so that it's actually, I've done something wrong here. Just realised I've done something wrong, because the legs aren't even. Oh, what have I done wrong? We haven't just pulled it far enough down. Oh no, there we go. Done it right now. Don't actually quite know what I've done, but I've done it right now, so they're even. So they don't look even on that video screen. Ah, that's what I've done wrong. That's not pushed in far enough. push it all the way out. There we go. Get it right. Okay, the next one you need to get is wide load. And wide load's the biggest pain in the ass as far as I'm concerned. Snap the points forward and flip that back so he's kind of like, you know, bent in the middle, forming the crotch. And there's that bit there, and you just push him into place. He's very stiff, at least he is on mine. And I'm absolutely paranoid that I'm going to go and do something like send it snapping away. There you have the bottom half of Devastator completed, and I've gone and pushed that upright again, but never mind. We get to the point where I'm just going to go, never mind, okay. Right, now, the next part you need is hook. Hook pulls out and folds frontwards, so you're left with this. Is that correct? Hang on, I've gone and confused myself now. Bone crusher fits there. I have really gone and confused myself now. I'll be back. And I'm back and figured out where I was going wrong. I was trying to put bone crusher on the wrong side. Anyway, so you've got hook. Turn him like that. And then take the head part and push that into place. So you've got the head part. Okay, now then, I'm going to go with the arms next. So we've got bone crusher here, and there's a little pin just there, which the arm goes on. That would be correct, yes. Which the arm goes on. And there's a little hook, well, another pin on hook that pushes, slots nicely into place, like thus. Take the other arm, scavenger, and again there's a little pin just there underneath the shovel. Push the other arm connection in. Mine's very stiff, so. And on this one, you've got that very dodgy crotch piece. It just slides out and slots. Well, it would slot into place on the other side of hook. So it forms a very almost Starfleet-esque looking thing, and then simply line up the bottom part of the headpiece with wide load, push it into place, being very, very careful. And then last but not least, take his shield and push that into the front. And there we have Devastator in his combined mode. Now I know I'm missing a little bit that goes under wide load there, kind of like a cod piece. However, I have got it, but it won't sit in. I think it's actually still on my shelf. It won't sit in, so it's a bit annoying. Okay, now normally with the Devastator, you'd have, like many of the leather combiners when the toys released, you had to buy all 6 parts to fix them together. However, Devastator did get numerous gift set releases, and I remember I actually had a gift set release that my mother bought me. This is going back years, and my brother, as I think I said it in my Bone Crusher video, went and sold them all. But anyway, Devastator's hands are spring-loaded missile launchers. However, the springs in this have died completely, but then in saying that, this toy is what, 30, coming up to 30 years old? Hardly surprised the springs are a little bit knackered. When Devastator was re-released for the issues of Scramble City, he could be combined slightly differently in that the limbs and the legs could fit together. Sorry, unlike the Scramble City combiners, which was Computron and Menasor and all them, Devastator, as I said, Devastator can only go into the one way. Okay. Now, this is the original repaint of Devastator. The other one is the Generation 2 Devastator, which is basically pretty much the same, apart from the fact the arms are no longer spring-loaded missile launchers. But he's in a vomit-induced yellow and purple colour, and it's disgusting. It really is disgusting. If you want to see a review of the Generation 2 combiners, find Vangelis's reviews, because he's done I think he's done at least 2 as far as I recollect on the Generation 2 Devastator. But anyway, the toy itself is phenomenal. It's brilliant. It's so nice, and it has stood the test of time as being one of the iconic Transformer toys. Now, I remember when I first got this as a kid, I could not transform into Devastator for hell nor money. I actually had to get a friend of mine to send me. Even now, before I could figure it out, I had to get a friend of mine to send me the instruction manual over the internet. So yes, but yeah, an awesome toy. Definitely, if you want a Generation 1 collection, you need to get Devastator. You need to get Devastator. Be careful though, there is quite a significant number of very bad quality knockoffs of Devastator. Put it this way, if it looks like you're getting a fully complete, new in the box Devastator from China for about a $5, you're getting a fake. Right, Devastator was of course released as a Action Master, in which he was yellow and purple again, which was rather nasty, and came with a Scorpion toy. Why a Scorpion for a Devastator, I don't know, but there we go. But yes, if you can pick up Devastator, he will set you back at least 70 quid on eBay, at least 70 quid, so you're probably talking about $140. But well worth it, well worth it. Okay, that's Devastator done. Finally, I apologise for the wait, and do hope you enjoy it. There are more reviews, of course, coming up. I've already done at least one of the video today. As I said at the start of this video, is what prompted me to do another one. But anyway, for now, this is Silverbolt with Devastator, signing off, saying au revoir, adios, auf Wiedersehen.